Okay, I was waiting for it to announce that it was recording, but I guess it had already announced that before. So, um, before um, Patricia, before we get started, if we can just go around the table and we'll let you know who and what organizations are represented here, so you have an idea of who your audience is. So we will. um I'll just call on people just as I see them on my screen. So, Karina McVeigh. Hi, Karina. It's nice to see you.
Hi, it's been a couple months since I've joined. Thank you
Yeah.
for having me. And sorry, I'm kind of losing my voice, but I will do my best. I'm Karina. I'm a care coordinator with St. Croix Hospice. We cover almost the entire state of Wisconsin, actually 10 states in the Midwest. I am actually out of our Baraboo branch, and we are going to be opening a new Middleton branch. So super excited. We've been serving Dane County for about 15 years. But now we're just expanding and opening another office there. So my role, I'm the primary care coordinator from St. Croix for the VA hospital in Madison. So I serve a ton of veterans and their families. I do a lot of informational visits with them, and my husband's also a veteran. So thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us, Karina. Um, Keith Lang. I see you. I introduced you, but do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself? Oh, we can't hear you. Oh, no. Oh. Well, Patricia, Keith is our vice president, and he's a retired lieutenant colonel from on the Army side and National Guard. He's served now in mental health or as a so is social work. Is that fair, Keith? And also is retired from the state, and he was at DHS. Am I right there? Thanks, Keith. Sam Moan, nice to have you on. Thanks for joining us. Can you talk? I know sometimes people are joining us, but they're not able to get on mic. So, hi, Sam.
Is this working?
Yes, yes.
Um, Hi, I'm Sam Moen. I'm the manager of veteran services at Madison College. What else was I supposed to share? I'm sorry. I'm trying to multitask. I'm doing well at
Oh,
eight.
that's whatever you want. So, no requirement, no pressure. So,
Okay. The only thing I have that may be of interest to some people, or I don't know if it is or not, but we are working with the VFW from Cottage Grove Road to do a highway cleanup on May 2nd. I think that's the Saturday. It's the day of something. Shoot.
the
It's an
Kentucky
annual
Derby.
VFW day of service, I think.
Oh,
I could be screwing that up. But I can send a flyer if anybody wants to join us. We have about 6 or 7 students and staff going, and then like maybe 2 people from the VFW so far. But no pressure, whatever. But that's pretty much the only thing we're nearing the end of our semester. We have about a month left and kind of wrapping up all of our services and stuff and getting ready for the summer. Hopefully calm down, quiet down. But
so yeah, Sam, go ahead if you can send that flyer, and we'll post it on our website too,
we'll do.
on our calendar of
I'll just
events.
email it to you,
Great,
Kathy. Is that okay?
excellent, excellent. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. And sorry for being not here the last couple
No,
months. It's
no.
always my intention to get here. And this coincides with our
Just
Vets Club meeting, so it's a little tricky to like,
oh,
because I always
well,
forget and then I'm like, ah. So I remember today.
well. Thanks for being on today. It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you all too.
Tom Parr.
Hi, everybody. Tom Parr. I got two hats on today, board member for VetsCAN, and I'm the vice president of the Wisconsin Veterans Chamber of Commerce. Patricia, always nice to see you. She's a member, and so is VetsCAN. But one good thing we got going on, so for the chamber, we have a home buying seminar. John Reuter from Integrity Homes, who's also a VetsCAN board member, is working in conjunction with One Community Bank to do a home buying seminar. His Reward Our Heroes program through his realty works with vets and first responders to get them grant monies to help pay for closing costs and stuff like that. That event is Thursday, the 30th of April at the Eastside Club in Madison. Please go to the WVCC events calendar and sign up for whatever you want. That's a free event, so please take a peek. Other than that, thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Lori Korn. Hi, welcome. Oh, you're muted. Hi, Lori, is there anything that you'd like to share with us? Well, thank you for being here. It's nice to have you join us. Jess Starks. Hi, Jess. Are you? You're probably not able to talk. I know. Jess put her contact information. She is with Team Red, White, and Blue, the Madison chapter, and is also multitasking, so unable to come off mute, I'm guessing. And JD, is there any announcements or anything that you want to add from your end?
I don't have anything on my end at this point. So, yeah, thanks everyone for being
All right.
on and enjoying it. And if there's any
All right.
QRF things, let us know.
Thanks, JD. All right. So now we can get to our guest, Patricia Clason. And just Patricia is the founder and director of Healing Warrior Hearts, a nonprofit providing free retreats that support emotional healing for veterans, military veterans, and their families. She has 3 decades of experience leading these retreats and serving the veteran community in Wisconsin. She's a certified peer specialist and mental health first aid instructor. She's also a sergeant major's daughter, right? And her work combines compassionate care with practical education to foster resilience, connection, and hope among veterans and those who support them. So, Patricia, thank you so much for joining us. We are looking forward to learning more about Healing Warrior Hearts.
All right, I'm going to share screen here. I thought I was going to share screen. There we go. Come on. You know, technology has been so much fun lately. There we go. Hi, everyone. And I'm really glad to be here to share a little bit with you about Starfish and Healing Warrior Hearts and the mental health first aid training grant that we've received. So I'm going to bottom line everything. This is a very simple slideshow just to guide the points I wanted to share with you. You're welcome to share the PowerPoint. I can send it to you if you want to share it with folks afterwards, or upload it to YouTube with the video if you'd like. So we're talking about several different aspects here. First of all, the Starfish Foundation is the 501c3 that was founded 30 plus years ago to create opportunities for us to hold the retreats. There's expenses involved, even though the retreats are free to veterans, and even though we're a 100% volunteer organization, we still need funding. And so Starfish was created to do that. Starfish supports the Healing Warrior Hearts retreats, 6 of them a year here in Wisconsin and 3 a year in Texas. The mental health first aid trainings, which I'll share more about in a little while. We also have offered the Reboot Recovery Program virtually. We did that for several years around COVID time, and it was very successful. And we support Curtis Peck and his race suicide prevention training that he does virtually several times a year. We do a lot of the social media for him. And then other community wellness events. And I've been introduced, so you don't need to know more about me. Healing Warrior Hearts is the program. Starfish is the nonprofit. Healing Warrior Hearts is the program. So we've been doing these retreats since 1993, and the retreats have gone through an evolution, starting as the Bamboo Bridge, which was for Vietnam veterans. And then it evolved over time. For a while was known as Vets Journey Home, and then evolved into what is now known as Healing Warrior Hearts. And it's basically the same kind of program, but it's evolved a bit over the years as the people who are attending the retreat have shifted and changed. So Healing Warrior Hearts also does peer support. We do different kinds of community outreach. We do resource tables at as many events as we can possibly get to get the word out about what we do and just about what support is out there for veterans, because we do a lot of networking. People call us looking for information, and we send them out all over the state, sometimes all over the country. And then we have other veteran-focused initiatives as well. And our goal is to strengthen trust, engagement, and community. And that's our website. And a little bit more about the program. It's focused on working with the emotional, invisible, and wounds of military service. So we deal with things over the course of the program like moral injury or soul injury, military sexual trauma, discrimination, the LGBT, and that's supposed to be a Q instead of an A. My finger must have slipped. Survivor's guilt, PTS, post-traumatic stress disorder, and prolonged duress stress disorder, as well as TBIs. So any kind of emotional residue that people have from their service that feels incomplete for them. For a long time, our work got strongly associated with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, but over the years, it has evolved to include all of these other aspects of emotional wounds of military service. And that's one of the reasons that we have the logo that we do. That Purple Heart is designed a bit after the military Purple Heart, the actual heart shape in purple with the gold rim. But we've added the 2 troops having each other's back to represent the fact that we respect that there are wounds that don't get the traditional Purple Heart, but deserve to be recognized and assisted and have support. So Healing Warrior Hearts is a weekend retreat, Friday evening, Saturday, and Sunday, with a graduation at 5 o'clock. It's open to anyone who has ever served, regardless of discharge status, any branch of service, or any MOS. It's no cost to the veteran. It's completely free to the vets who attend. Lodging is provided if people are coming in from beyond the greater Milwaukee area. So anybody that comes from Madison will get lodging for the weekend, for example. So it continues to stay at no cost to the veteran. We do provide meals all weekend long, really good food from Corner Bakery and Mission Barbecue and all kinds of other wonderful places. So people are made to feel at home and away with some good home cooked meals. Staffed by veterans and civilians. So our staff is traditionally about 50% veteran, 50% civilian. There are all civilians who have some kind of care for veterans. Maybe there's fellow family members or some other way that that civilian has a strong connection to the military. We believe that it's important to have the vets do their healing work in the varied community, that there's one kind of process that happens in a group where it's all veterans, and there's another kind of process that happens when there are veterans and civilians in the room. And so, especially with the Vietnam veterans is where we learned this the most. They needed to be welcomed home by the civilians. And then it's a peer recovery focus. Our instructors have lived experience, either as a military family member like myself and personal trauma, or they are veterans who have gone through training in order to be leading these retreats. And we have an ongoing support system for people who come through our retreats. In fact, just 2 days ago, I got an email from someone from Kansas who took our program and came to us and did the retreat, and has been having a hard time since. And he reached out to the community and said, hey, I could need some support. And people just started sending him emails and letting him know and reaching out to him and making phone calls to give him the support that he needed, which was mostly mental health kind of support. And now, most recently, what we've done is we've added mental health first aid training. We have a team of a total of 20 trained instructors, but we got a very specific grant from the WDVA to do some training of more mental health first aid instructors, and specifically around delivering what's called the Military Veterans and Their Families program, which has a focus on the particular issues that military and veterans might face. So mental health first aid is evidence-based. It's been around since 2000. It has gone through a lot of evolution and research. And in it, participants will learn to recognize warning signs of mental health challenges, how to provide initial support during a crisis, how to connect individuals to professional help, how to reduce mental health stigma on a daily basis in interactions, and how to prevent veteran suicide through early intervention. So they go through a full day program. There's the link at healingwarriorhearts.org. If you look under events on our main page, you'll easily find all the information about the mental health first aid classes. A class is a total of 8.5 hours. They're offered either in person or virtually. So we hope to be able to extend our outreach into northern Wisconsin to get to folks who might not be able to drive to a class that's being held, although we're attempting to hold classes all over the state, in-person classes. Class size is usually 10 to 20 participants. The ideal is the 10 to 15 range, but we're allowed to have as many as 30 people in a class. And the cost during the term of this grant for any Wisconsin resident veteran is nothing. It's free. So all the materials fees are paid. Any costs for putting on the class are being paid by the grant. We hope that once this grant is over and we've fulfilled all the requirements, that we will be able to apply for another grant for additional funding. This time we would only need funding for the classes, for stipends for instructors, so that we can get people to teach and not have to train more instructors. So what we did with the grant that we received is we trained 12 veterans and 4 veteran family members to be mental health first aid instructors. The grant also provides materials fees for 120 class participants. So that's our goal, to get 120 people through the program by September. And it also provides a stipend for a program coordinator to manage the grant. So we are really, really grateful to WDVA for giving us these funds and giving us a chance to create a sustainable network of mental health first aid instructors across the state. Our goal is to partner with organizations like VetsCAN and the Wisconsin Chamber and any other organization that works with veterans. So how you might do that is you may host a class. We've had several people who have stepped up, individuals, business owners, American Legion posts, VFW posts, et cetera, who have stepped up to say, we'll host a class for you, we'll promote it within our community. So that's one way you could support this work for this year. You could share info through your networks. We're on the Vets Chamber calendar, and we do have a webpage on our website that has all of our dates for registration, and any links to our sites to promote that information would be very much appreciated, or social media posts that you might want to do. Be happy to provide you with content for social media posts and some graphics that you could post on your organization's social. You could co-sponsor a training, and in this case, this goes a bit beyond hosting a class. We have, for example, a American Legion post that is going to co-sponsor the class, meaning they're going to make sure that refreshments and lunch and other things are being provided for the attendees. So that makes it even a little bit nicer for the vets that are attending. And you could also provide referrals, connect veterans who would benefit from mental health first aid training. We're especially looking for people who tend to be the folks who do the buddy checks, the folks who are checking in on the members of their post or the members of their community, for example, to see how they're doing when they haven't heard from them for a little while or haven't seen them around. So we want people who are willing to do outreach in their community and make them the buddy check person, if you would. We will provide certified instructors, all the materials for the course. We have very flexible scheduling in terms of it can be 2 half days, it can be 1 full day, it can be in person, it can be virtual. And know that we will provide a culturally competent team teaching approach. So every military and veterans first aid class will be taught by at least 1 veteran, if not 2, or a veteran and a veteran family member. So all the people who are doing the instructing have got that lived experience and a connection to veterans resources. Our ultimate goal is to create a sustainable network of mental health first aid instructors. So we trained 16 with this grant. We had 4 prior to that. So we now have a group of 20 instructors here in the state of Wisconsin who are all veterans or veteran family members who can continue to teach past the time of the grant. And they're able to do that. You can outreach directly to them. You can reach out to us and we'll connect you with them. Our goal for the time of the grant is to deliver 12 classes minimum across the state, to train those 120 community members, veterans and veteran family members. And also we were able to obtain approval for continuing education hours for peer specialists if they come through the mental health first aid training program. So if you know of peer specialists, especially veteran peer specialists, please let them know that they can get the added benefit of those CE hours. And we want to build partnerships across the state so we can continue to distribute information about mental health first aid, about Healing Warrior Hearts retreats, about the RACE training, all programs who are provided to any veteran anywhere who has served, even if it's only a day in service. We want to be able to reach a lot of those folks who aren't VA connected, who have resistance to that for whatever reason. And maybe we can assist them through the programs that we're offering to them. And so what we want to do is improve mental health outcomes and reduce veteran suicide through all of these programs. So that's who we are and that's what we do. And we invite you to join us. Please share information about Healing Warrior Hearts retreats. Whenever you meet a vet who's having an emotional hard time about something, please tell them about us and the opportunity to come and do some emotional healing work. Support or host a mental health first aid class, whether it's during the grant period or afterward. And also continue to do all you are currently doing, because everybody on this call, as I just heard, is very committed to helping their fellow veterans, helping veterans in general to do the healing that they need to do financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. We just want them all to be doing well. And so thank you for everything that you're currently doing. And with that, that is the end of my presentation. So I'm going to stop share and take any questions that anybody may have about anything that I had to share. Anyone?
Thanks, Patricia. Yes.
Yes.
Anyone? questions? So, Patricia, so far, how many veterans have you been able to serve like under the grant now?
We're at
in his-
30
or-
now.
Okay.
We got the grant. The grant was approved in September, but it took us several months to stand it up and get the instructors. We couldn't get the instructors trained till January. So,
And so is there a deadline for that meeting the 120?
September 25th, 2026.
Okay. Okay.
So we need your support. If you know of anybody, especially in the northern regions, who might be willing to promote the program, share the flyers with someone, we'll gladly send out flyers. We'll send things electronically or by US mail. And we will keep notifying people as classes are scheduled. There are classes scheduled through mid-June on our website at this time. And we've got several in the process of being finalized right now. So are there any other questions? I mean, I may have been very thorough, but I do want you to feel free to ask questions about any of the programs or anything that we've been doing. Thank you, Tom. Thanks for your support. For those of you who don't have chat open, Tom just said thank you and said that the chamber will continue to support the program. Hey, Joey, did you have a question?
Well, I'm just I know there was a brief comment about the strings that come with government grants. But we also have the generic grants for nonprofit organizations. It's up to $25,000 a year. And there's almost no strings attached with that one. That grant, and any 501c3 can apply. So both Kathy and Patricia, I can't remember, Patricia, if you guys applied for that in the past or not. But yeah, it's the nonprofit grant, and it's up to 25,000. Almost no strings attached.
We haven't been successful with the $25,000 grant, Joey, over the years. We applied like 3 or 4 different times. But when this opportunity came up, it was for the community-based organizations area.
Yep.
And I think part of it might have something to do with the fact that we don't want to have to maintain DD 214s and other kinds of things that are somehow often required with those other nonprofit grants. But we don't have any strings on this one other than do the work we say we're going to do, and we will do that for sure. And hopefully there may be another round of that kind of community-based funding that we might better qualify for. So
it sounds like just an amazing program, Patricia.
thank you.
And so the mental health first aid, how long have you been doing that? Because you've been doing it longer than the grant, or
yes, I've been
this grant enabled you to get it started?
I've been teaching mental health first aid for multiple years now. I don't remember exactly how many, but a while. And so it was really sort of a no-brainer when we heard about the possibility of funding to say, oh, we want to create the network now. We want to create the foundation. And that's a big key for me. And from my heart is that we have this foundation of a network of veteran instructors for mental health first aid who can speak to other veterans, because there's that special connection that happens there, vet to vet. And by having a large group like this, we have a foundation that we can continue to provide instructors. Before there were 4 or 5 of us, and people were not necessarily providing those open enrollment classes to the general community. They were working within MCW or some other organization. And so now we're saying, no, we're going full out. We're going to do classes that anybody can come to and have that open enrollment.
And you do, you said that classes can be either in person or online. Is
Yes.
there Is there a preference though? Are in-person classes more effective or
I don't know about more
not?
effective, Kathy, but there's a different energy involved when you're in the same room together. I know that I personally would prefer to teach a class where everybody's in the same room, in their bodies in the room, not just their faces on the screen. And I have taught virtual classes as well, and people get a lot of value out of the virtual classes and good things happen. And one of the things that virtual allows us to do is reach the people who aren't mobile enough or aren't in an area where a class is being held. So either way it works. With the virtual class, there's a little bit of pre-work that you have to do, and then you have the online class. Again, team taught by 2 instructors always. So it's not just listening to one person for 8 hours. And the virtual class is shorter because there's some pre-work. So it's not an 8-hour day sitting on a Zoom call, which can get to be a little much, as everybody knows. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, well, we've got a quiet group, and I just want to thank you, Patricia, for being here. And yes, please share those slides with us. And if I can figure out how to post them with the video on YouTube, I will do so. And if not, I'll share those separately by email through our distribution.
What I will share with you, Kathy, in addition to the PowerPoint as a PDF file so people can access that information, I will also send you a generic flyer that has a QR code to our website where all the classes are listed. So it's not time bound. And I'll share it as a PDF and a JPEG so that people can use it in social media if they want to, or print it and share it, or email it to someone. We are looking right now to get a couple of classes scheduled in the Madison area over the summer. So an extra special shout out as a thank you for letting me be here today and let people know. And anybody who can support a class in the Madison area, we're doing Fox Valley. We've done have classes scheduled in Fox Valley and in Southeast Wisconsin, and our next area of focus to get in the schedule is Madison. So this is beautiful timing, and if anybody can support in any way, I'm open to networking contacts, names of people to talk to, organizations that you think might be interested in doing it. And I think it was Karina, I saw a text that came up on the screen shortly. I'll check the text before I leave the meeting today to see what all was in there and reach out to anybody who put something in the text or the chat. I might just
in
say.
The chat.
Yeah.
Great. And speaking of the chat, I see Lori, thanks for your comment. And if you don't have the chat open or can't access it, Lori says hello. She's having some technical difficulties. And she's joining us from the Great Lakes Intertribal Council. So Lori, thanks for joining us, and I hope you'll join us again in the future. Well, we have time. What type of support do you need in Madison, Patricia?
Do you need help finding a location, or do you need what kind of?
Location comes first. We need to find a few locations where we can get at least 10 people into a room, ideally room for 15 to 20. And we do have a small amount of funding that's available for contribution toward that. But if it can be donated, that's even better yet. So location first, and then once we get a location, then I will work with the location on what dates they have available. I'll find instructors, and then we will start getting the word out, and we'll be looking for help to spread the word anywhere that veterans are gathering. So at the school, for example, is one place. Sam, if there's anything available at the school, for example, that would be an opportunity. Sean Farr he's one of our instructors. He's reached out to the post that's on Cottage Grove. I'm not personally familiar with it, but they have made an initial connection with us, and we still need to work out with some logistics. But we'd like to have 2 or 3 classes over the summer in Madison area, if at all possible.
Hey, Patricia. This is Karina, and
Yes.
I am actually on a committee with the VA hospital, and we host yearly meetings for all the hospice groups, and we're
Yes.
hosting our fall meeting at the Wisconsin Veterans Museum this fall,
Hmm.
and they do have a room available. And they told us they can accommodate a pretty good size group. And because we're hospice and we partner with the VA, there's no fee for that room. So that might just be an idea for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. There's the room at the museum. It's up on the second floor, so I don't know if mobility issues are. It's downtown Madison, right on the square, and it's got technology. So if you need technology, we also
Excellent.
we also have a room out here at our offices, which is on the Belt Line by the Alliance Center, and I think we could accommodate at either of those locations.
So, do you have a contact person that you could send me an email and I can reach out?
Yeah, what I'll do is I will send an email, a virtual introduction. It's a different person at each of those, of
Okay.
course. But yeah, I'll do a virtual introduction for both for you.
That'd be great, Joey. Thank you very much. Anything else? Okay, I'm going to sneak in a quick update, Tom, to let you know, Tom Parr, that we have scheduled 2 classes with Adrenaline Homes in Kenosha. So we're very excited about that. Steve was wonderful about stepping up and offering his space for us to do some classes. And he's partnering with our instructor from NAMI from Southeast Wisconsin. And I'm looking forward to those classes coming up. So these opportunities have been really helpful. Thank you. Back to you, Kathy. It's all yours.
Thanks. All right. Thank you. Yeah, and shout out to Tom because Tom made the introduction here between VetsCAN and Patricia, and it's wonderful to have you here. And thank you so much, Tom. Hey, I see Brandy Hansen from Jefferson County was able to join us. Brandy, are you able to come off mute and just say hello and share what's happening in Jefferson County? Oh, we can't hear you. Brandy, we can't hear you. You're not muted, but your mic's not working.
Yep, we've got a sound gremlin going on somewhere.
Yeah.
Now?
Well, yes, yes.
Okay. I apologize. I had to pop off before we ended up getting pretty busy in the office. So I was just saying I'm about 3 months in, and it's been a whirlwind, but it's been a lot of fun. So yeah, I don't know. I am going to be going to the state CVSO conference in a couple weeks, so I'm looking forward to that and getting to know some of the other veteran service officers, I guess, around the state. So.
Wonderful. Well, thanks for joining us. And it's like, I know it's like you must be like still drinking from a fire hose. So I thank you for taking some time and at least listening in. And I hope you can get some valuable information from joining us. So thanks so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So I will make now our kind of the last call for any questions, comments, or announcements. Anyone? Thank you so much for joining us today. And again, I'm going to pop up our little screen on so you can see when our next meetings are. Again, I'll put in the plug for May 21st. We'll have Kyle Arneson from Objective Veteran Smile. And then June 18th, Angie Nichols from the Stand Down Madison. So those are both going to be some good information sharing opportunities. And thank you for joining us again. And I guess I will say stay dry out there, folks. Hopefully the rain and hail have subsided for a while. So take care, and we'll
Thank
see you next
you.
month.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.